Now, the moments of attraction continue in The Last Jedi because the evil Sith Lord Snoke, is he a Sith? I don't even know if he's a Sith. He's a dark side user, dark force user. He connects them via the force. And they have these moments, Kylo Ren and Rey, where they can see each other. And this first manifests itself, I think, on the island, right? Yeah,
I think so.
yeah. So what do you think about those moments, man?
I like those moments when they connect, and I think it's interesting that she can see his surrounding, and he cannot see her surrounding. To me, that says that she is stronger in the Force than he is.
That's interesting. I didn't think about that.
And also, either it says that, well, but that would be consistent with the Force Awakens because she defeats him in the Force Awakens,
Right,
right?
right.
So
But you know what I'm glad that they did though? Well, you know that fight scene that they had? She was having a hard time with one and he was taking out like multiple opponents at a time though.
right, but then look at her beating Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. I
Uh,
think she is more powerful in the force. I think you are right. She her connection to the force is stronger than his.
and guess what? Women are more connected to their
Emotions.
emotions.
So it kind of makes sense.
So reach out to your feelings and see who's stronger, a man or a woman.
So when Luke is trying to teach her about the force, he's like feel. He's always talking about feelings.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if it's true or not.
So anyway, so the dynamic of her being able to see his complete surroundings and he's like, I can only see you, I can't see your surrounding. So that would be consistent with the idea of her being stronger than him in the force. Now, the the question that I have about that is if she is stronger in the force than he is, then how could he thwart Snoke and she wouldn't be able to thwart Snoke if in fact she is stronger in the force than Kylo Ren.
You're right.
But that where I was thinking that Kylo Ren's ability to kill Snoke was based on deceit. But he shouldn't be able to deceive him if Snoke could see in his mind, right?
You're right.
Like if he's like, I can see your mind, and then he's like turning the saber, he shouldn't be able to do that if Snoke could really see in his mind like that. Now the other possibility that I thought of was if if Rey could see Kylo Ren's surrounding,
Hmm.
and the whole thing was being orchestrated by Snoke, then it would be possible for Snoke to show Rey everything that's happening with Kylo Ren,
Right.
and it would also be possible for him to only show Kylo Ren Rey because really Rey is the only thing that mattered to Kylo Ren. You know, like for instance, you take a beautiful woman and show it to a man, he doesn't really care so much about the surroundings. And actually, the surroundings might be a distraction. Whereas if he doesn't have that surroundings, then he might only be focused on her. He would only be focused on her.
Right.
So you see what I mean? That could have been orchestrated by Snoke that way to maximize, to play on their emotion, maximize the effect of playing on both of their emotions to bring Ray to Snoke.
You know,
So that's a possibility.
this could be an unintentional. No, this is unintentional, I believe, because that's a plot objective. Kylo Ren can't see where Rey is because then Rey wouldn't need to go there and face off with Snoke and Kylo Ren for them to extract the location of Luke, right? So they needed that as a plot point. But what you just said was interesting because, you know, I think you're right. Like a man only sees the woman, and that
Right.
is the only thing that he needs to focus on or to be attracted to, right?
Right.
So, like, say you meet a girl, okay, and say she lives in another state.
Right.
There's nothing about her life that really matters except for the girl. You don't
Right.
care where she works. Does she have a job? Does she go to school? What's her education level? You don't care if she's an entrepreneur. You don't care about any of these things, right? The man just needs to focus on the woman, and it's not that he needs to, but that's what men tend to do, right? We just focus on the girl. We don't care about what's around them, what their life is like, where they work, or any of that. On the other hand, when Rey is seeing Kylo Ren in these visions, okay, when they're having this forced connection, she does see him, and the movie inadvertently has this analogy that when a woman sees a man, it's not just the man that matters to her. It's what surrounds that man. And I think this is one of the things that they talk about in the rational male, that they call it the red pill, but it's also kind of like the bitter red pill, right? Because
Hypergamy. That's what it's called
but
in the
yeah,
rational male.
hypergamy, but like the reality of that fact.
Yeah.
Where you have Kylo Ren only seeing Rey, only being focused on Rey, just the person of the woman, right? There's this kind of ideal where you just see a person and you care about a person for who they are and what they are. On the other hand, it's kind of sad that Rey sees, or the woman sees the man, but it's not just the man that she sees, it's what surrounds the man. It's the elements around the man. And that is also points of attraction.
It's a man in his environment.
Exactly, yeah.
That attracts the woman. It's the woman that attracts the man, and the man in his environment that attracts the woman. Is basically what you're saying.
Yeah. Go ahead and expand on that, man.
Okay, so let's say Rey sees Kylo Ren, but let's just take his environment and completely change it around. Let's take away his mission. Okay, he doesn't want to be a ruler. Let's take away his ability, his power in the Force. Okay, we'll take that away. Now let's take away his position of power. He's a commander on a ship, on a spaceship, right? Okay, let's take that. Let's take that away from him. Okay, now let's show him to Rey and see if she's still attracted to him.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? So
now you take away all those things from Rey, take away
that she's a Jedi.
Take away that she's a Jedi. Take away that she's, what is she in the, what's her position in the rebellion?
I don't know. She doesn't have a position.
She doesn't have a position.
She's the only Jedi.
Okay, so and that's
She's
actually a point.
Jedi.
That's actually a point, because Kylo Ren is like, who are you? Who are your parents? They're nobodies, right? But he's still attracted to her. Yeah. So that point is brought out.
Yeah.
She is basically a nobody. Her parents, she doesn't know who her parents are, and neither does he. That we don't know her status. Really, all we know is that she's very strong in the Force. That seems to be the main thing that we know about her.
Yeah, like I said, Kylo Ren and Rey, their relationship is the most interesting thing about The Last Jedi movie.
Yeah.
In fact, they could have just focused on that, and they would have had an amazing movie. But is there anything else you wanted to say about that?
Okay, about that specifically, or the rest of the things on this?
This dynamic of a man and a woman, of attraction.
Well, this ties into hypergamy, and we have not made a video about hypergamy, but you should watch for a video about hypergamy and an in-depth video talking about definitions and just only about hypergamy. But this ties into hypergamy.